Complicated. I definitely want to hear that story.
That was just, our manager called us, and we, as the Matrix, been having quite a bit of success just doing B-sides for people like Ronan Keating and some really cool acts, but we hadn't had like a big moment yet. And my friend Charlie Midnight, he's my mentor, he said to me, Lauren, sooner or later, you have to have a big smash. Otherwise, it's just smoke and mirrors in this business. Yeah. So I was kind of, okay. And my manager calls and says that there's this little girl, was signed at 14 by LA Reid to Arista, and she's now 16, and they can't quite find the direction. So I said, great, does she write? Yes, she writes. She wants to write everything. So she comes over to our studio, and she has all these toothbrushes melted together up her arms, like bangles and little braids that she's done herself. Yeah. And we were like, and she looked like she was in a bad mood. And so I was like, hey, what's up? And tell me about yourself. And she said, okay, well, I have all this music, but I don't really like it. I don't really like anything I've got. And she played me some stuff, and it was kind of, I would say kind of AC, adult contemporary. So I said, well, what do you want to do? And so she played me System of a Down. And I was like, hang on, like this beautiful, pixie princess looking girl, rock chick, which she was, combined. You can't do System of a Down. So at that point, we said, let's write tomorrow. And so Graham, Scott, and I from the Matrix, we just basically started coming up with chords and strumming cool things. And she came back the next day, and we played her a bunch of chord progressions on Complicated. And this is how we kind of think the song could go. And she liked it. And then she said, well, what about like Complicated, Frustrated? I love these words. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And so we wrote all the melodies, and then we had this like da-di-da-di-da-di-da, complicated, da-di-da-di-da, frustrated. And then Avril and I went out and we laid on a blanket. I have a beautiful picture of us lying on the blanket. I don't know how I was lying down because I was like 4 months pregnant. And we just like knocked out all these lyrics. And I do remember when we got to the B section of the chorus, it just, again, like God gives me things. And I heard this, life's like this. You fall and you crawl and you break and you take what you get and you turn it into honesty. Promise me I'm never going to find you fake it. And I just went, and Avril went, how'd you do that? And I said, I have no idea, but that's I think that's it. And
yeah,
so,
that was a genius bit in the song.
So that was given to me again. I can't really claim responsibility for some of the big hits I've had because literally
you received it and then
I received it. I know that every songwriter's feeling the same thing. You put your hand up into the clouds and you get something, So then at the end of the session, I spent some time saying, this verse isn't good enough. And so I sat down at the piano and I came up with that da 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 da
yeah.
da da da
so
da
sing along,
da
yeah.
da. And I was like, that's got to have been done before. So I always have a few people that are my trusted confidants. I call my brother, Brandon, Christy, and I said, Brand, what is this? Who is it?
Yeah.
Am I stealing this from someone? And he said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I called another 4 people, sung the melody,
yeah.
and then I was like, that's it. And then it came really easily like that. Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before.
I love that you have that line in there, it's all been done before, because you thought it's been done before. That
that's what helped us get there. And so that's really how that song came about. And then I remember Avril's manager calling me up and saying, Avril's been driving around listening to the demo, because for a lot of times I'll sing a demo just because the song's written and the artist sometimes is just like, they're exhausted with all the work they're doing. And I'm like, shall I just throw a vocal on for you and you can take it home? And so she'd been driving around for 2 days with her manager listening. And he said, she thinks it's way too pop, but she knows it's going to change her life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so glad it happened for her, that she actually decided to do that. Because I've had a lot of artists, I'm sure you have, you write what you think is like a big smash with them.
And they shoot it down and they say this is too cringe.
It's just too pop for them a lot of the time. They want to be very cool.
Yeah.
And I just, hats off to Avril, she just knew.
But it was cool. Also Skater Boy. I mean, these are cool songs, but very accessible to everybody. So
yeah, she loves Skater Boy, by the way.
Pop.
Yeah. And she loved Complicated too in the end. But it's just at first she was like, whoa, this direction is so different. And is it rock enough? Because as I said, she wanted to be System of a Down.
Yeah. And then I'm with you. that with the super high note in the
Yeah.
end. That's
Yeah.
also a great song. Love that.
Yeah, I say I love working with people who are like way better singers than me because I like to write melodies that I only dream of being able to sing in full voice.